This message is a recording and testament for the future. I'm going to entitle it Crazy for the Lord. Crazy being in quotation marks. I'm led to post this message or this video, however you want to call it, as a testimony to everyone who hears it. All throughout the years, throughout the Lord, walking with the Lord, and the Lord leading me, pretty much not every big thing, every major word He's given me up to this point. To my father, I appear crazy. To my mother, I appear crazy. To my sister, I appear crazy. Luckily, with my mother and my sister, they have the Holy Spirit, and they can, and they're intelligent, and they can piece together and deduct by deductive reasoning, see, even with what I speak on with being targeted, that what this person says in front of everyone, what this person said to me, how they reacted to what I said, and everything like that. They can piece it together, though they can't see it. Though my mother and my father have witnessed what I've pointed out. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. This ain't about me. This video is about the Lord and a testimony that He still loves us, leads us, guides us, speaks to us, and uses us how He wants, when He wants, however He wants. And He's just looking for willing vessels. This is not a video about talking, but doing. And ultimately, following the Lord's voice, doing what He asks, and trusting Him along the way, no matter what. No matter what. And ultimately, from my heart, this is a video for my son. For my son. When he sees this, as a testimony for him to follow and trust the Lord and do what He says and follow what He says. And He'll always come through. The Lord always comes through. Like I said, since a decade ago, over a decade, but a decade ago is when the big things the Lord started speaking to me. One, reuniting me with my daughter, following Him in an opposite direction of what anyone would tell me to go, trusting that He will provide along the way. And now I'm in this weird situation where I'm broadcasted, and I know I'm not making a lot of videos about this, but I know I'm on something, and it's after all these events that took place, which are separate, but obviously have a lot of meaning to it all. I have more questions than I have answers, if I'm going to be honest with you. And I look back throughout the Bible. Abraham, I'm sure he had more questions than he had answers. Why is all this taking so long? Joseph, I know he had more questions than he had answers with the dreams given to him by the Lord. What is going on is the opposite. David being anointed king, right? And just the exact opposite, it would seem. But the word says to trust the Lord with all of our heart. Hold on. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your paths. Even at 37, when the Lord revealed so much to me, revelation in His Word about our world, about the systems of this world, about what's really going on. I've been, He awakened me since early 2000s, and that's another thing I want to say. This is why I don't worry or put. I value what people think personally, and I would encourage you. You know, we value others' insights, but at the same time, I learned a long time ago that what I see most do not see. Right? Even back in 2001 when I seen 9/11 and everything, and I'm sitting there watching, and I'm asking questions in a room full of family. That doesn't make sense. How that looked? That looked like a controlled. I don't even know the word controlled demolition. Demolition. That it just don't make sense. Then the Lord showing me through numbers. It is what it is, and then I sound really crazy. Same watching different news broadcasts, and I'm sitting there going, "You see that? That guy, he's laughing, smiling, and getting into character. Look at him. Look at him. He's and he comes out laughing, smiling, getting the character B to exhibit remorse or exhibit sorrow and all this. And when I'm pointing these things out, I have loved ones asking me, "Do you feel okay? Are you all right?" You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel just fine. Do you see? And then I wondered, right? Then I wondered why and how who who could make such a big blunder, right? If you were actually in control of everything. But then it came, it took a while of processing, but I realized this is done on purpose. This is done intentionally to see who can see, right? Who can see? It's a correct self-correcting system. The more you speak on it, the more crazy you sound. When you are not crazy, you're just not blind and you're not deaf. I learned a long time ago that it was better to stay quiet. There's no way that all these things are so obvious without a purpose. And even like I said, from there, all you receive is, you know, criticism and resentment, uh, slander, and everything for seeing and hearing. And like I said, to my 37th birthday, even with everything the Lord spoke to me, I'm telling my father, I've spoken this in other videos, telling him what's going to happen. And actually, I've told him so many times what's going to happen. And then it comes to happen. But even with miscellaneous things, court cases, I have a GED, I have a 10th grade education. But I could figure out his court case and tell him exactly what is going to happen. I could tell him exactly how the judge is going to see it, provided how he comes and all this stuff. Anyways, that doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. But telling him what the Lord spoke to me about how blessed we are and how much the Lord is going to bless us in a multitude of ways. I'm going to have land. I'm going to have resources. And this ain't for me. It's not for me. It's the steward for him. Going to have land. Going to have resources. Going to have the ability. We're never going to have. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. And this is my life. This is the truth. And, receiving the, like I spoke in, oh, well, you could crap in one hand and wish in the other, that thing. But I'm not, this ain't what I'm saying. I'm telling you what the Lord told me. I'm just telling you, I'm sharing. Then I learned not to share these things. And not even understanding how would this come to pass? How would this come to be? Well, now I'm seeing it, and there's nothing I strive for. I'm in His rest. He's doing it all. He does everything for me. The Holy Spirit does everything for me. Me by myself, a train wreck and a mess. Thank God for the Holy Spirit. He's the Holy Spirit sustains me, leads me, and guides me. But even then, and years later, with the Lord telling me I'm gonna have a son, and like I explained, I don't understand how that's gonna happen. I'm the guy who's targeted. I'm the guy who's crazy. What kind of woman is gonna want to, a good woman, not good woman, godly woman is gonna want, which would be required, because I'm not seeking a wife. No, I want the one the Lord has for me, and one that's going to be an amazing mother for my children. Ultimately, that's what matters, right? That's what matters, and vice versa. And one who has faith and humility. This is what I value personally. Wisdom is a definitely a bonus. Definitely a bonus. With that being said, even then, how would this come to pass? How would this be with my current situation? Even from there, I see now, due to this broadcasting, which has turned my world upside down. My world has been flipped and flipped and flipped since the Morgellons, which I believe is a way of like a putting up a flag. You're gonna look and try to find out what's happening, and you're marked, meaning yeah, they're all from these lineages, and then here comes the overt targeting because you've been covert targeted for since before and because they know. But even through that, now I see how the Lord is using. He causes all things, as Romans 8:31. I mean 8:28. He causes all things to work for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. And even through that, even through this, I see how He's causing that to be. But even with words He's giving me a spoke on here, then it's like, well, Lord, now I'm putting myself out there, but I know these things will come to pass as well, as well, everything. Even since then, and again, provision. I'm not the type. I really don't care. I really don't care about provision. Yeah, when you're broke, you care, right? I care. I care now, but I never cared about riches and success and all this stuff. I didn't even plan on being here still, honestly, in my own mind. Though I know what the Lord has spoken is going to come to pass. Anyhow, I just I just felt the need to post this, and really it's for a testimony to my son, and that's what it is, in front of everybody. Call me what you want. Call me crazy. Call me anything. I am crazy for the Lord. I love Him, and I'm gonna do whatever He says, however He wants me to say it. Do it whatever He says to do, however He wants me to do it. Whether that's saying, going, abstaining, to the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. So yeah, let this message be, because I'm all in. I've been all in. I just didn't expect it to come to this magnitude. But I'm all in. Let this serve as a testimony for everyone that there is a God, the one true living God. And the only way to the Father is through the Son, Jesus Christ. There's no other way. There's no other way. But let this serve as a testimony to my mother, whom I love, my father, who I love, my sister, who I love, my niece, who I love, my nieces, who I love, my and everyone else who sees this and sees these things come to pass. It's not that, oh, I hear from the Lord. It's not about that. It's the fact that the Lord is real and He's tangible. Anyways, that's the testimony, and I'm grateful to be a living sacrifice for the Lord. And I love y'all.